I personally feel that June 16 was a turning point in the revolution because I think the whole time people just took the youth for granted. I think June 16 just demonstrates that the youth have power, that the youth has a voice, and that the youth knows what it wants. Because more often than not, they think that we're kids and we don't really know what's happening. But the truth of the matter is, as a young person, you have the power, you still have the energy, you're still fresh, you haven't been diluted by the world's views. And I think that June 16 was really an important day because I think everybody was like, okay, the youth actually does matter and the youth does care. Does the youth of today fully comprehend what June 16 means? I think we finally did. I think if anything, last year's Feast Must Fall protest showed that we do comprehend what it means. It We literally took the energy and the spirit from the youth of 1976, and that's literally what propelled the Fees Must Fall movement, because we realized that once again the government doesn't realize how big of an impact the youth has and how big of a voice the youth has. And with that, we really took the spirit of 1976. So I think to a certain extent we do understand, but at the same time I think it's also the lack of knowledge. I don't think that there's enough knowledge about what happened on the day, about what happened before, or the planning that went into the day, what happened after, because I think it lasted for 3 days, but most of us only know about June 16. We don't know about what happened the other 2 days. So I think lack of information might be really hindering our understanding of the day. How should it be celebrated? I think it's really up to the individual and what the day means to you. I mean, I personally have never agreed with having parties in school uniform. I'd rather go read up on books. I'd rather go watch interviews and documentaries about the day. But that's just me. There are people who lost their loved ones on that day, and drowning their sorrows might be what they choose to do. So I think, just like with every other political holiday in this country, it's really up to the individual to choose how they celebrate the day. You can't really dictate that. I think, but generally, from the government side, they should really just make it a day where information is available, where they tell the stories of the individuals, you know, that took part in the protest. I think we all know about Hector Peterson, but we don't really know about everyone else. I only found out recently this year who the leader of the movement was. Prior to that, I didn't know. So I think on this day, information should be shared, celebrations of the various lives, and interviews with the families, so we get to know the people behind the movement and not just one person.